Oh, hi. Oh, don't worry, this is another haul video. This is actually a cull video. We're getting rid of all this and we're giving it away to you. The announcement for that will be in this video.
This is the Culling 2019. Get pumped, we're getting rid of crap.
Raid! It's a lot. This is a lot.
So much.
So much.
There's so much regret already, and we haven't even started Culling.
No, honestly, it has been incredibly comforting to me. So nice. It's been incredible. Cull your collect, not all of it, obviously. Don't cull. We didn't cull even half our collection, but like, culling your games is it literally de-stresses you because we get stressed out about like where we're gonna put this game if we get a new game.
Where are we gonna put this game? Why haven't I played that game? Oh, I feel so bad. Games have feelings.
Get it out of there.
Stuff like that. Get it out.
This is the first honest to God real cull we've done of our. We did a bit of a cull when we moved, but this is the first real cull we've done. And man, it feels great. It feels honestly great.
To the point where I get exciting for the culling.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
the Culling
2019. The Culling 2019 is upon us. Because the thing about it is, and we'll say this many times, a good game is a played game. Yes. You know what I mean? And like, even if it's a good game, if you're not making use of it, give it to somebody who will.
And that's the whole point, yes. Everything you see today will be given away. We are doing a massive giveaway last year. Around this time, this is our August 18th is our anniversary on YouTube when we started our YouTube channel. So we just passed our 2-year anniversary. Last year, we did a big live stream on Twitch celebrating our YouTube-versary. And we're doing it again. Last year, we gave around 45 to 50 things. We're giving away, I think, over 50 games just from our collection.
Blam.
And then we're getting games from publishers to give away. So stick around to the end of the video where we'll have information for that. Plus, there will be other videos with information about that.
And this ain't going to be no, like, crap-ass, oh, these are all horrible games. Like, these are all games we
they're all
legitimately enjoy because they lived in our collection.
There's maybe a couple who are like, we're just not a big fan of this game. But almost everything else is a game we like. We just... Most times what it comes down to is we just don't play it enough. Yeah. Like, there are certain games that you don't play enough because they're like TI4, they're like War of the Ring, big monstrosities, giant games. You just can't get them played that much. But here's the thing. If it's a game that is easy to set up, not too long, and you're not playing it, don't keep it. My phone buzzed. Don't keep it. Like,
too famous.
You don't need to keep it. You know, especially if you're running out of room, which we have been running out of room for like a year.
Yeah, we're out of room. You have spillover room at your house that's running out. It's just we gotta make room,
and that's
for the stuff and really come to terms with what you enjoy, what you're keeping, and so we're super excited. Now, one note: there might be some games here that have been gifted to us from people. Now, if you see a game that you happen to give us and we're not keeping it, please don't be offended by that.
Yes.
It's not that it's a bad game. It's not that we don't appreciate it. We super do. But again, we want games to get played by people. Yeah. And if it's not going to get played by us enough, I want to make sure it gets to a home that will
play it, yeah, for sure.
That way your gift is getting used to its maximum potential, okay? So just see that as us continuing to spread the love.
It's not because we hate you or the game you gave us. It's just it's just not staying in the collection. It's nothing personal. Trust us.
So, so that's that note. With that, I think we ought to start.
We're going to start. We're going to go through every game and do a quick what the game's about, why we're getting rid of it. And again, now you can see all the games that you have the potential to win.
Bam.
Boom. So let's go ahead and start. I touched something.
What do you got?
What is this? Sushi Go. Sushi Go Partay.
I feel bad about this one.
People are upset about this one. And also, if you're upset about something, put it in the comments. Why not? Don't yell at us.
It's not too late to keep it. So
I'm too late for all these.
I'm feeling very guilty about many of these.
The ones that are showing up in this video, it's too late. Sushi Go Partay. That's upside down. Sushi Go Partay. The reason why we're getting rid of Sushi Go Party is because, one, we don't play it very much because you want generally a higher player count. And because we got Sushi Roll at Gen Con, which is a lower player count game. It's very similar to Sushi Go, but it's easier to teach because whenever you're teaching a big game of Sushi Go, rather, something always gets messed up in the drafting. Drafting, for some reason, is incredibly difficult to teach to people.
It comes down to people's pace of play.
Yeah. So we got a similar game that plays better at lower player counts and is easier to teach. Sushi Go Party. I'm sorry, babe. Love you. So much fun.
Now,
but maybe you'll get it.
Sushi Roll can't play up to 8, but it's rare that we have a game we need 8 people for. And if we play an 8-player game of Sushi Go Party, I never enjoy it very much. So
yes,
Sushi Roll all the way. What do we got here? Exploding Kittens, not safe for work edition.
Also, Exploding Kittens is somewhere on there.
Also, Exploding Kittens is right here.
Good call.
Bam. We got those. Why? This is one of the first Kickstarters you ever got.
Yes,
this
it
is
was.
Way back when, before you were truly
Still a great deal. It was like $8. Yeah.
Oh, great deal. I mean, it broke records. It did very well for a reason. It's got cats that explode. I love this game. I really do. We never really played it. And it's not safe for work edition because it just came with doesn't matter. But the point is, it's just like a little light game that we've played. And, you know, the only thing I'm going to miss really is the little cat sound it makes, if it'll make it. That's all I'm miss. That's the thing I miss. But it's a fun little game of pressure locking. Like, is this cat about to go off?
Yeah, it's kind of like Russian roulette in a weird way.
Yeah, Russian roulette.
It is very fun.
But it's not long for our world. So those are the exploding kitten games.
Don't much time to play kind of those silly party games. Doesn't happen very much. What the Food is next. What the Food. This is one of the only games we found at a thrift store that we actually kept. Yeah. This is a great kind of like Cash and Guns, which may show up later, type game where you're in a food fight and you are pointing arrows at different players, and you're going to be tossing food, and you can like toss a hot dog, but then throw mustard on it, and you can throw all these things on it to make it worth more points if you hit them. It's
honestly a super clever game.
It's a super clever game, super fun, because then you can also like dodge, and you're trying to anticipate what other people are doing.
Selection.
It's honestly very, very fun. It's a little bit more in-depth than something like Cash and Guns, without the worry about pointing guns at people. Can be kind of iffy for some people. This is a great alternative for that. Again, we just don't play these kinds of party games very often, but I do really like What the Food. Great game, great for families too, because you're in the middle of a food fight. Different character, player powers. It's honestly really, really fun. What the Food. Good stuff.
That's What the Food. Next we have here Timeline. There's a couple of timelines here. We've got American history,
inventions,
and then inventions. These games are super fun. I love these games because you get to play a little thing, but you get to learn stuff, and it's been super awesome to play these. We have a couple of versions. I like you can smash together versions if you want. And so it's just fun, and we've just kind of played them out. So
it's a game that legitimately teaches you stuff, which I really, really like.
They're fantastic games, especially if you have family stuff for kids. Like, it's incredible. And they have kid versions of Timeline as well. So Timeline games are fantastic. So we're giving away a couple of those.
Tim Burton. Not Tim Burton, Jack Burton. Sorry, Tim Burton has never been near this game. Legendary Big Trouble in Little China. We're big fans of Legendary. As everyone's seen, we made a custom box to hold our Legendary. We never put this one in because we honestly don't have room in that box. And you know, if you know us, you know how massive Big Trouble in Little China fans we are. We just didn't like this version of Legendary quite as much, and you can mash it in. But the problem with Big Trouble Legendary is a lot of these characters specifically play off each other. Like, really. So if you're putting them in with, like, Captain America, a lot of the cards for these players don't work as well because they're not with the set that they came in. And so you can mash them up, but we never do because it just doesn't work as well. And frankly, for playing Legendary, we just always end up playing normal Legendary. Yeah. I really like this version of Legendary. If you're a Big Trouble in Little China fan, hope to win it because it's great. You can
play as the Pork Chop Express.
Yeah. You can play as a truck. It's great. It's honestly fun. We just always play normal Legendary. And it's just, it doesn't really mix that well. Really love this game, but it's not long for this world right now, unfortunately.
That's all right. Next, I have this game called Dice Bazaar, which was gifted to us. And it's this cool little like dice drafting, dice placement game. It's like really short and light, and it's just something that we never really play ever. So it's going to go away, and it'll very likely get paired with another game by the same designer, Battle of Durek, a battle card game,
which we never even opened.
Which we just like. They were kind of unsolicitedly gifted to us, and this one was fun, but I just never really found an audience that wanted to play it with me, and so those are on the list as well.
Yeah. You know, again, most of these games are like, we just don't play it enough. That's the story for a lot of them, honestly. One we don't play enough is Magic Maze.
I know.
This game I love the idea of, and I love the game, but this is a game.
This one broke Karen's heart. She was like, "What?"
Yeah, like, it's great. It's a game where you're running around a mall, but it's set in fantasy times for some reason.
I feel bad about this one.
And you are running around a mall, and it's a cooperative game, but no one can talk, and everyone has a different direction that they can move different pawns.
All the pawns together.
And it's super, super fun, but the problem is you want at least 4 or 5 people to play, and a lot of the reason we get rid of stuff is player count. We just don't have the player count for this one. Magic Maze, great, love it, don't have the player count. Sorry.
All right, next, this game is actually really cool. It's a little cooperative game.
There's a game that we'll do right after this one because it's very similar.
Mini Diver City.
Mini Diver City.
By Maxine Tardif. It's a game where you're trying to like basically repair like coral reef and stuff, and there's like big business and industry and tourism that's kind of like jacking everything up. So you're playing cards and stuff. It's another one where you're limited with how much you can.
It's like Hanabi.
It's like Hanabi.
You can't see your own cards. Exactly. That's the thing.
And you're trying to put things that'll basically heal different areas and animals and bring back different species.
It's a cool theme, cool fun game.
Cool theme, cool fun game. Yeah, and it's like 1 to 7 players and stuff. So this is one like I super do recommend.
Yeah, it's a really good time.
Yeah, really fun one.
Small game.
You have something that's similar?
Yeah, that game.
Hanabi.
They're very similar.
Similar game. Hanabi.
But I like Midnight City, whereas I hate Hanabi.
I love both.
But with every ounce of my being.
This is getting the reason this is going away. Look right there to that Murph.
Because I refuse to play that garbage.
So why keep it if I can't play it?
It's true. It's true.
I mean,
you can keep it if you want to. It's small, but
pointless. Nah, so those are getting away, and they're similar
like
games, but with different themes and slightly different things. But this one, it's basically trying to suss out what you got while you know whatever.
Midnight City's got more going on, and I actually like it quite a bit more. Yeah. Game I don't really like either. Smash Up. This is a game that I did a metagame minute somewhat recently about games I should love but just don't. And this one, honestly, someone mentioned in the comments, like, I'm surprised you didn't bring up Smash Up. I was like, you're right. Smash Up is like my ultimate. Should love it, but just don't.
Why don't you?
I don't know. I feel like it goes on too long. I don't know. I just, for some reason, this game has never really landed for us. Other people love this game. Yeah. And for some reason,
it's just not a 2-player game.
Yeah, it just never landed with us. I don't really know why. It's not a bad game. I love the idea of you take 2 factions, smash them together, and then fight. I love that idea. For whatever reason, it just never landed with us. I know we're the minority.
We needed to take more time to explore it, and we just never did.
Yeah.
And now it's just
we haven't played it in a long time.
It's got
a bit of dust on it. Yeah, so if you want to get started Smash Up, this is just the base, I believe.
No, it's got an expansion there.
Oh, it's got an expansion. It's got an expansion there. So you can get a nice little start to Smash Up.
Him, doesn't matter.
That's right. We also bought someone else's game. I don't think they ever played it either. Yeah. So ultimately, it's just not our game. It's just not. But nonetheless, it's a good game to get on the giveaway. Smash up a couple
factions while we got a couple of other little ones. This is Deathbot Derby. Basically, you're playing out cards which build a sort of arena, and then you have like deathbots and things. There's traps and stuff like that. So there's a bit of programming and different things like that. And yeah, so you're building a bot and everything. It's just a small little card game version of it, but it's kind of cool. But just not really our favorite. So Deathbot Derby.
Again, it's just good games. Just not sticking around.
This one is Cthulhu Flux. It's just like all the Fluxes where you're playing a game and playing cards out, and the rules are ever changing. Yeah. The win conditions are ever changing. There's a billion of these games. Our brother Chaz bought this for us when he was visiting. We all got to play it a few times. It's super fun. And I love Flux is like a perfect game for newer gamers and stuff because it's fun, light, it's fairly easy to understand. It's kind of crazy, and it has every kind of theme you can imagine, including your very favorite theme. It probably exists already. Yeah. So, like, if I was to get a Flux, I've heard, like, Flux Math.
The Math Flux
is, like, really cool.
It's like Chemistry Flux, too, I think.
Yeah. And so, like, I would want to try one of those, and the Cthulhu one was fun because we kind of started playing board games with our brother and sister by playing, like, Arkham Horror and stuff like that. So this was, like, a really cool nod. We haven't played it since he visited, so it's in the cold.
It's just what it is. Just what it is. Spyfall is going away. A couple different reasons. One, we don't have the player count for it really ever. Two, I personally don't like this game.
It stresses Nick out in a way that is very fun to watch.
Yes, I get extremely stressed out during this game. Yeah. There's gonna be a couple of social deduction games on here. This is one of them. Social deduction is not either of our favorite genres.
Has to be the right.
And particularly what I don't like in a lot of social deduction games is when you're the spy or when you're the werewolf or whatever, a lot of times you have no information to go off of. In Spyfall, you're asking questions about locations that you're all at, but one person doesn't know what location. And the problem is that if you're the spy and the first question ever asked goes to you, you're just hosed because other people ask questions and you can start to deduce where maybe you are. But it just stresses me out. I don't particularly like it, but again, I know I'm in the minority because people love this game. Yeah. And for every reason, it's not for me. Especially now that we have Detective Club, which is a new game by Blue Orange Games, is a lot like Spyfall and a lot like Dixit if they had a baby, and I loved that. And so I'm really like, okay, I really never need to play Spyfall.
Once we got that sealed Spyfall's fate.
It's just what it is. It's not horrible. It just stresses me out, and not in the fun game way. This just stresses me out and keeps me up at night.
This one hurts. This one
hurts. This one hurts a little bit.
This one hurts me. I'm not quite sold on getting rid of it, but I think
it's on this video. It's going.
Paperback.
Yeah, people are gonna be upset about this
like
one.
$10. Great game. Fantastic game. It's a deck building word game where you get cards that have letters on it.
It's such a good concept.
And wilds and stuff, and then you play out cards from your hand to create different words to get money to buy cards and stuff and points and things like that. and it's just brilliant. It's such a smart idea of a twist on a card game, card game deck builder.
It's great. It honestly is.
And what order are these cards going to go? Which really are great when you buy them. You're like, I'm going to get this with this, but then those two things never come up together.
And letters are worth more. A J is worth more than a B. You know,
you're trying to get these like wild cards, which again are worth points and stuff. This game is incredible. It's just word games aren't your favorite.
They're not. I'm not good at them. And we just. When's the last time we played it? You know,
it's been a while.
I think the last time we played this was camping with Jake with
John Kroll. Man.
Yeah, John
was
Kroll.
super fun. We played it out in the wilderness, so it's gonna have nice ponderosa pine smell to
exactly.
it. There.
I think that was the last time we played it. I like it. It's just
is fantastic.
It just doesn't get played.
There's a moth in there. There's a home for moths because it was played in nature last.
That's true.
But yeah, paperback's fantastic. This one hurts.
That one's tough.
But you know what? It's going to go and get a nice home, and that's a good thing. So I'm holding on to that.
Most of these hurt.
Because I'm being racked with guilt.
You know what hurts? You know what hurts my heart? This one hurts my heart.
I'm not committed to... Okay.
We got to do it.
The reason it's fine is because you can play this online.
You can play this online. The Dresden File Cooperative Card Game. This is a game that I don't think I've ever been more hyped for a game. Mike and I are massive Jim Butcher fans, massive Dresden File fans particularly. And we were so hyped, and the game just ended up not being exactly what we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
It ended up being it's a little swingy, and it's good. And the thing is, again, what it comes down to a lot of times is like, when was the last time we played it? And this is a game that
Judging on the top.
It's been a long time since we played it, and now you can play it online. I think I would like it better in a digital format anyway. And it's a good game, especially if you love the Dresden Files. There's tons of in-jokes for the Dresden Files. Ultimately a good game. It just ended up not really being what we wanted.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You know, that's okay. But it hurts because the I don't want to say disappointment, but like the amount of like high hopes and pumpedness we were in going into it, and then kind of got brought down a little bit, and that's unfortunate. Yeah. But it is it's
cool using the fate system, and like it's cool. It's just just didn't quite hit as hard as we wanted it to, and we still have access to play it digitally. So there's a few games in this that I'm like, there's a digital version either out or coming, and I just would rather play it there.
Yeah.
So we sort of get to cheat where
honestly
we get to kind of play it still, but we don't have to keep this. So
exactly.
That's Dresden Files. Sorry about the knock. A couple
little
guys. We've got Welcome to the Dungeon. It's a kind of a game of chicken.
Yeah.
Where you're saying, like, I'll bet you I can stay in the dungeon and survive. And to do that, you have to get rid of an item, get rid of a piece of armor and things like that. You're kind of trying to see who's willing to stay in longest to ultimately go in the dungeon with the fewest things. It's super cute, super light game by Yellow. They have Welcome to the Dungeon 2 or back. Yeah. It's fun and light and stuff, but it's just probably a little too fun and light for... Again, we're not going to play it just 2-player. We played this with our cousins and stuff a couple times, 4-player. It's fun like that, but it's just not... It's not the player count type game that is going to be good for us. We figured this would be a fun little light game to put in your back pocket and give away. So we're going to do that, and Kittens in the Blender! Haven't played it, don't know. It's going away.
Never had. This to me falls under like the Exploding Kittens kind of category, not because they're both cat games, but kind of just like silly, fun, like party games you get like Target for the most part.
The reason we're getting rid of it is because it's a Brothers Knudsen game. So they're trying to take our shtick.
Yeah, exactly.
And Brothers Murph, get out of here.
Yeah, that's just very much not our kind of game.
What you got?
This again, it's still in the shrink because we haven't played it, not gonna play it. Secret Hitler.
Not gonna play it.
Don't really like social deduction games that much. I personally don't really like the theme of this one. It was just randomly given to us recently, and so we were like, oh, let's give it away to someone who might play it, might enjoy it. Yeah. Social deduction game that I've heard is a really good social deduction game, but just, we're not going to play it. That's just what it comes down to. We're not going to play it. So, that's
not going to happen.
But maybe you can play it.
Maybe you can play it. So we're keeping our Legendary, Nick, but we're not keeping this Legendary. We're not keeping Jack Burton Legendary. We're not even keeping a base game with Dark City of Legendary.
Oh, I need to go in my car and grab that one.
It's down there.
Oh, it's down there? Oh, we grabbed it. That's right. Never mind.
This is Legendary Marvel Studios, the first 10 years.
MCU.
And by that, just don't get it twisted, folks.
It is the first 1 year.
It's phase 1. You ain't gonna get Black Panther, who's on the cover.
Yeah,
so you're not gonna get no Guardians of the Galaxy. You're not gonna get Doctor Strange. So that's part of the thing that made us mad about this one. It's just like, hey man, you're doing some false advertising.
Advertising.
And basically, this has a lot of the characters that are from the MCU that are also in the base game of Legendary, done with screen grabs from the movies, which is cool. But the cards and the ability stuff are identical, so we literally have all of these cards in our thing with art that's more interesting to us, so we don't need it. But for new board gamers, I'm super glad this exists because they're going to want to see Chris Evans doing his thing.
Yeah, they want to see RDJ. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
So I get
it. It's just not for us.
We just don't need it.
Yeah, but if you want to start off Legendary, it's a good way to do it.
It's a great way to start.
Fuse. Fuse is a great game.
I refuse to get rid of it.
I'm pretty sure you're the one who brought this up. Fuse here is a great game. It's a real-time cooperative game where you're trying to defuse a bomb. You have 10 minutes to do it. It is bananas. This is the kind of stress that I like in games where it's just like, everyone's freaking out and screaming and stuff. Yeah. It's really, really fun. The main reason we just don't play it very often, we also have Flatline, which is like a sequel to Fuse that we like more. Isn't quite as like taking years off your life stressful. And so we just, now whenever we want to play it, we always play that instead.
Similar games, like we're going to...
It's a great game, though. Really good, especially like those kind of real-time cooperative games that are bananas.
We've had a lot of really good games of Fuse.
A lot of mileage out of Fuse. Great games, just, we don't really play it very much anymore.
Yeah. Next up, we have a couple of Tiny Epic games, Tiny Epic Galaxies and Quest. Now, the reason we're getting rid of Tiny Epic Quest is because we actually have another copy that has like 3D printed like inserts and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it was gifted to us. So
aren't actually getting rid of Tiny Epic Quest. We're getting rid of a version of it.
I like this one a lot.
This is our favorite. Tiny Epic Galaxies is fantastic.
It is.
It's just if we're gonna play one, we always end up playing Quest.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Okay, let's. I know a lot of people like this. I like the expansion for this. Let's make sure this gets a home. So this way we still get to keep Tiny Epic Quest.
We'll probably give those away together too.
Yeah, a couple of Tiny Epic bundle. A lot of these games are going to be given away in little bundles.
Yes.
And we'll determine how those are. But this will probably be a Tiny Epic.
Great games. One we really, really like, and we're keeping it, just not that particular version. Yeah. This is a game that we actually found at a thrift store. Boom. We're actually going to play this on the giveaway stream.
Jesus.
This is Ice Cool. Ice Cool is a great dexterity game where the box is actually the board, and you're essentially penguins trying to skip out of school, and you're like running around the halls, and you're flicking these cool, really bottom-heavy, spinny penguins. You can do all these cool trick shots. It's great. It's probably just a little bit too young for us, and we don't have really many people to play with. It's a good stream game, and so we thought about keeping it for that. But we have other games that we kind of keep mostly just to stream, and so this one's going to go... Also, we got this for like $1 at a thrift store. Yeah. So it's fully intact. So if you have kids particularly, really try to get in the giveaway for this one because it's a great, great game. It's just a game that realistically we're just not going to play very often. And so yeah, Ice Cool, really fun though. Great dexterity game. Great dexterity game.
Absolutely.
And yeah, Ice Cool, love it. Just,
it's just how it is. Next up, we have a Ryan Lockett Red Raven game called Artifacts Inc. This is a really cool game.
Yes, it really is.
Where you're kind of getting stuff to put into a museum and things like that, and there's basically rolling dice allocation type stuff where you're kind of getting pieces and things for your stuff to buy and upgrade parts of your museum and upgrade stuff for when you're doing your dice and things like that. So it's a cool little game for 2 to 4 players, and it plays like, it says an hour, but we've always played much quicker games than that. I feel like at least a 2-player. Yeah. So it's super cool game that fits into like a fairly small package, and it's got all that kind of Ryan Lockett. It's in that same kind of world as everything, and art style. So it's super cool, and it's all about kind of like where you put out your cards, and sometimes adjacency matters and stuff. So it's a fun little puzzle to kind of put together. Totally. So Artifacts Inc.
Great little game.
Going to find an awesome new home.
Yes. This is a game, actually, we never played before. And we've actually had it for a while, and that's Gunkimono. It's one of those things that we've had it for a while, and we keep meaning to play it, and like just don't. List. And to me, it's like that means you don't want to or whatever. But it's a 2 to 4 player game. I believe it's like a skirmish game. It's set in like feudal Japan. I think the reason why we haven't played it is because we've heard it's not great at 2, and we've also heard that it's pretty mean. And those kinds of games aren't generally our kinds of games. I've heard good things about it ultimately, but again, it's just one of the things where like for like months and months and months we've had it and keep being like, oh, I want to play that.
It's always lower on the list.
So we're kind of like, let's just get rid of it. Like it's going to stay this way. Where maybe eventually we'll play it, but at that point we might as well give it to someone who's going to love it and enjoy it and play it right away. And so it's not wrong with the game. Again, I've heard it's pretty good, but it's just we haven't played it and it's not looking like we're rushing to do so. So, despite the fact that I love the look of it, I love the theme, just hasn't gotten played. So, sorry.
Yep. Next is Hot Shots, which is a wildfire fighting game where you got all these like hexagonal tiles kind of laid out to make up different areas of a forest, and you're trying to fight that fire.
Hurts.
This one hurts. I'm not committed to this one yet.
You keep saying that. It is in the video.
I'm committed to take stuff away if I need to. This one is super cool because you're rolling dice kind of Yahtzee style.
Yeah.
sort of push your lucky as well, where you're trying to get a bunch of matching symbols based off of whatever tile you're on. They need like hoses and axes, and you're trying to get hoses and axes. And if you ever roll something where you can't put a die basically toward your goal, you kind of blow up.
Yeah.
And fire spreads and stuff.
It gets real bad.
Spreading fire around, and it's really cool because this game, I feel like, deals with fire realistically in the wild, where it's like you're not just gonna put it out. Like putting out, like taking fire tokens off is very difficult to do. It's about controlling where the fire goes, sacrificing certain areas and scorching them, knowing that's gonna make it easier to manage the fire.
Yeah.
And then kind of like putting your energy into certain areas and putting out certain things, which is like so cool.
Yeah.
It's such a great idea. And you have like small little player powers and stuff. Yeah, so this is a super good one. That's
really great game.
Hitting the mate. Man, I'm probably going to keep it. Yeah, I'm probably going to keep it. I'm not committed yet. It's such a good game.
This one, I was going to say it hurts, but it doesn't hurt because this box is so heavy. Oh my god, this box is
Whoever gets this is going to be stiff.
pumped. So this is Champions Maker. I don't know if people are going to yell at us. The reason why we're getting rid of it is because we have it, and one of our friends has it, and I think another one of our friends has it.
And they have all of it. Like
they have
all of it.
All of it. And so the thing is, and we mostly play with our friend Crook. He loves this game, and he has it. So the thing is, we only ever play this game, for the most part, with Crook. We only ever play his copy. So we don't need it because there's a lot of games in here that we're going to be like...
We own it still.
Yeah, we don't need it because we own it through a friend.
Ha!
And so, now this is a big one because you have both expansions.
Yep.
We have the playmat, I believe.
We have the playmat. We have all the upgraded bits. It's
yes,
like
so this is like a deluxe game. This is
loaded.
upgraded bits, the big playmat, both expansions. This is all of it. It's just that Crook also has all of it, and so we don't need none of it.
It's a lot of champions.
Yeah, a lot of champions. So this box is like 20. I'm so regretting going to have to ship this. This may be on its own to keep down shipping costs.
Yes.
Just because.
Speaking of, part of our whole Cull giveaway, which is going to be what this is going to go toward, it's going to be kind of fundraising for Season 3 of the Brothers Murph.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to pay for all the shipping. So if you have a couple bucks, you can go to a link in the description of this video to our PayPal and feel free to donate
if you have $1
and help us out with Season 3 of the Brothers Murph, because the first initial cost of Season 3 is
shipping this. And that's last year our shipping bill for this stream was I think $250, and we have way more than we did last year. We're guessing it's probably about $500 to ship all this out. So if you got $1, think about it.
Don't, just if you got it.
Yeah.
No worries if you don't. This is Carcassonne Amazonas. The reason we're getting rid of this, we have Carcassonne.
And we actually got this after Carcassonne.
Carcassonne purist.
I'm no expansions. I'm talking no maybe the river expansion, and that's it. I like base Carcassonne. I love it. Yeah, this one just didn't get played.
Is very similar to Carcassonne, and it's got the Amazon River, and there's a bit of a river race. A
little racing game in it.
Other than that, it's just basically the same as Carcassonne, which is rad. But like we have Carcassonne, so we just play Carcassonne. Multiple versions.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. We're kind of Carcassonne purists in that way.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be surprising if you watched any of our last metagame minutes, but this is Rising 5. I talked about this in a recent metagame minute of games that I like but never need to play again.
Yeah.
There'll be a card for it above my head here. And that's what this is. It's a game I really, really love. I've just outplayed it. I've played it enough and I played a lot more than you.
It's kind of heartbreaking though, because
not
there's an expansion coming, and it might like pump new blood into it.
Yeah. Well,
pump new blood into it for the new owner, I suppose.
Yeah, it will indeed. I like this game a lot. It's a puzzle game, cooperative, cool. Really fun. We've just played it enough.
This is an app. Integration is very cool.
Yeah, just played it enough. Done with it. Love it. But
fair enough, man. Hey.
It's over.
Here's the thing. This one hurts me.
That one hurts me too. That was a long wait.
Say that.
We'll never play that game again.
Huh?
We'll never play that game again.
But we might. Nick got me this as a birthday gift.
I did. I kickstarted it.
Incredibly sweet gift. He kickstarted it because he knows how much I love the Goonies, how important that film is to me. And so he kickstarted this, waited forever.
Waited like 9 months for it, yeah.
And then finally got here and we played it, and it's cool. It's very hard. It's a very hard,
I don't think we ever won, yeah.
Hard playing game. There's like these like events and cards come up and they just mess you up, and you're trying to like get different things to flip over stuff, and there's things happening, and there's symbols and maps and all stuff from the Goonies and whatnot, and they have the characters, and so it's cool, but we just don't play it.
No.
Yeah.
I know we keep saying that over and over and over again, but it's like we just don't play it.
Yeah, that's why. It's very hard. So if you want yourself a tough cooperative card game that does not need to be in a box nearly this size, the Goonies is going to be one that you want to try to win. So
yes, indeed.
Check out that.
We actually just played this the other day, and this is kind of one of those. There's an app version that I'd rather play of it, and that's Mystic Vale. John DeClaire, AEG, card crafting system. This is the first game with card crafting. He kind of made this game to make people understand what card crafting is.
Introduce the idea.
And it's a good game. We just played it, again, we played it like 2 days ago. And it's good. It's good. It's just, I'd rather play the app. It's just what it comes down to, honestly.
Because it's light and quick, and it's your deck building, but you're, rather than ever increasing the size of your deck, you're sliding in these upgrades into one of 3 slots on these, like, sometimes blank cards or cards that have 1 slot already filled, and you're trying to upgrade your cards so that you never have the deck bloat, but your cards get better like it would as in a deck builder. But that's really the only thing is it's a simple deck builder, but there's nothing else going on other than like you get your cards and you buy new cards with that. So it feels a little closer to Dominion than it does to like Legendary or Clank. And for my money, I need something a little more out of my deck builders. But the card crafting is super cool, but it takes time to like slide in the stuff, and then the takedown's kind of
Takedown's kind of a pain,
for ultimately what's a quick light game. So in the app, you don't have to do any of that work. It just does it for you.
It's great.
So it keeps it streamlined the way I like it.
Yeah, Mystic Vale's a good game though. Johnny Claire, so cool.
Bland.
Such a good guy.
Karmika, great art, decent gameplay, cards, beautiful. You'll be happy to have the art.
I would put the art on my wall. The art's so good. It's good. Decent game, but the art is what got me to back it on Kickstarter, ultimately.
It'll be bundled with something else.
This one hurts a little bit, but Forbidden Desert. Forbidden Desert, I really, really like.
First thing we ever streamed.
This is the first thing we ever streamed on our own channel. It's a good game. It's just, we just don't play it enough. You know, it's very similar to Pandemic. I think there's room for both. Honestly, we do have both. But, like, it's just, it doesn't get played enough, and... We'd probably play Pandemic if we did, and ultimately it just doesn't get played enough. That's just what it comes down to. Love the game, doesn't get played enough.
It's a cool game though.
Yeah,
very cool.
Good game.
Very fun.
Good
I'd
game.
probably get like Forbidden Skies
because it's different.
Like,
it's super different. Yeah,
something like that. So that's what I would do.
We're rolling.
Let's do a couple here. Nosh. Never played it. No idea.
We got it randomly.
There's food.
I read the rulebooks. It didn't sound great.
It's food and
this is why we're giving away bundles.
Sometimes you get free stuff for a reason. So Nosh. So who knows? That would be bundled with other stuff. Megaland. Something that I bought while it was on sale. It targets another Red Raven, Ryan Lockett game where you're sort of playing out cards and trying to go kind of deep into... It's like sort of like arcadey. So you're like choosing characters and then you're trying to like run a level and then you build up the city and buy stuff and get upgrades and things and stuff like that. It's super cool, actually. It's like a really fun like little light game. And just one that... isn't just, as always, just not going to get played.
I feel bad. If Ryan Lockett is watching, and he's not. But I want to let you know that we love you. Because we're giving away a lot of Ryan.
We're giving away literally 100% of our Ryan Lockett products. But it's all to make room for Sleeping Gods.
Probably, yeah.
So, hey, it's going to be okay.
Ultimately. But yeah, we don't dislike your games, we promise you. This one hurts. And this one is just because we never have the player count. I know. And this one really hurts because I freaking love this game.
It's usually because this one's at like Strategic Con and stuff. So this is one that's now a con game. We can play it at conventions, but it's a bummer.
Viral. I love
such a dope game.
Love Viral. But it's just like you want at least 3 or 4 to play with it. We don't really get it. And then even when we do have it, for whatever reason, this game is a hard sell. I don't know what it is. I say like it's one of my favorite worker placement area control games. I think it's such an interesting game where you are viruses. Infecting a body,
ravaging the body,
and you're trying to take over different organs, and it has this really, really cute art by Mikhailo Dimitrievsky, the guy who did like Champions of Midgard and stuff like that. And so that's it, right? Yeah.
Hope so.
Is it
Raiders of the North Sea? Maybe. Or is that the other person? Let's waste a lot of time.
Raiders of the North Sea. Yeah, sorry. Never mind. Raiders of the North Sea, not Champions of Midgard.
Viking game.
Yes. It's got great art. It's wonderful, but for some reason, whenever I'm like trying to get it played, people don't want to play it. I don't know what it is, whether they've played it before or haven't played it yet. They always really like it, but I can't get the game played. I just can't get it played. I don't know. So that's the thing is like we can't get it played. We don't have the player count to play it together.
A good game is a played game, so we're gonna give it to you to play it.
Whoever gets this, you're so lucky. I really, really like the game.
All right, man. You ready to make some people mad?
Yeah,
dude. Root.
Yeah.
On the chopping block. I'm very upset about it. But the reason
I'm not at all because we're still going to get to play it.
I know, but it's sometimes you want to own it because it's pretty.
It is pretty.
So
this one's going to get some hate. I love it.
We're getting rid of Root because we have friends who have it. And they have all the expansion stuff. Yeah. They have all the business. And plus, later this year, there's going to be a digital app version of this. I'm going to play the butt end of it. And I have a metagame minute all about this subject coming up soon. So, yes.
We'll be able to play it.
A game of Woodland Might and Right will still get played, but it's just not going to be our copy because we don't play our copy if we're playing it. We never play our copy now. Yeah. So, essentially, we still own the game, but I'm broken up about it even still because I really like having it on the shelf. I feel like it makes us real board gamers a little bit.
Just real board gamers.
Makes me feel,
I love it.
Makes me feel like real board gamers.
You know.
Anyway.
All right, next up is a game that we've always wanted to play. Glad we got it. Glad we played it because we found it on clearance somewhere randomly. So it was like $20, and that's Oceanos. Oceanos game by Yellow.
Back, it's pretty cool.
It's gorgeous. It is a very fun game, but the thing is, I think I've heard like Z Garcia and other people talk about this. It is very light, and one of the main things is like it's a big box. It is like Ticket to Ride size box for ultimately a very light game, and it's very pretty, and it has this whole cool thing where you're building out your ship and you're like diving down to see like certain animals and collect treasure and stuff like that. It's great. It's just. It's a little too light for us. We don't play it very often, especially for how big it is. Like, if this was in this size box, keeping it, because then we can bring it places. Sure. This one we can't, and it's gorgeous, and we've been wanting to play it.
We upgrade your submarine.
Yeah, we found it on clearance, and we were like, oh, finally, we're going to get this game, because it's also not the cheapest game. And so we're like, perfect, we got it, really like it.
Bought it, played it.
Just don't need it anymore. Yeah, this is what it comes down to. Oceano's great game, though. Really pretty, fun, light game.
You ready to crap all over our former #1? I'm not gonna. Twilight Struggle though is a game.
BGGs. I was like, ours? Yes.
Would never. Clank and Feast Road are safe.
Tweetleet Struggle.
So this is Tweetleet Struggle, Twilight Struggle, which recreates the entire Cold War. And it's a 2-player game, the U.S. versus the USSR. And you're playing out these cards that are events in history that happened in the Cold War. It's a super awesome game. I get why it was #1. A good guy, Trevor Just, got this for us and taught us the game. And part of the reason we're getting rid of it is because we have like the app and we'll play that. And this is just not.
It's not a game we're gonna play.
Type of game typically. I mean, it's very taut. It's intense. It's heads up. It's big, and it's also, for my money, old looking. And no, it's fine. They don't have to look new and stuff. It's like, just make it prettier.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately what it comes down to is the fact that this is not a game where we're going to pull out on our own. I like the game. I know you like the game, but we'll play it on the app. Ultimately, it's quicker.
We're slowly learning how to play it on the app.
The bookkeeping is done. It's easier to like grok the game. It's just, we just won't play it. Ultimately, it's just what it comes down to.
That's a banger of a game.
This is a game that hurts not at all because we got the deluxe version coming.
People were like, how dare you? And I'm like, okay, first of all, obviously we're not getting rid of Suburbia.
Obviously we're not. I don't think we'll ever get rid of Suburbia.
Superburbia.
Suburbia is a great game.
What do I said? Superburbia.
I did. It was great. It was honestly
Superbia would have been better.
Ooh, Superbia is
I'm editing in real time.
So Suburbia is a great tile laying game where you are building out a suburb. People hate the look of it. I love the look of it. I think it's one of the best games ever made. I love it. The only reason we're getting rid of it is because we have the deluxe version coming out, the collector's edition, which is bigger, prettier. That's why.
It has expansions and
this
stuff.
This also comes with the Suburbia Inc. expansion, so you will be getting both. Love the game.
So good.
If you want to try it, go for the giveaway because it'll be there. Love the game and not getting rid of it ultimately.
It's going to be super cool. And next we have a game called Koi. Very beautiful. Karen is very mad about this. Even though she hasn't played it, she's forced me to, and I'm happy to, say, like, we got to play it before we get rid of it.
Okay.
I said, fine. This is a game, a programming game where you're putting out cards that will program where your fish go. So you have fish in a pond, and you might have to turn to the right, to the left, and you can move forward on space, and you're hoping to have the best meal out of everyone. So you're going to eat frogs and flies and stuff like that. You can jump over people and splash and do different things, and wind elements happen. It gets blustery out, and add and take away things, and there's like ways that things combo with each other. It's very cool, very pretty. So whoever gets this, I think, will really quite enjoy it. It's a cool idea of a game. It's very cool zen feeling.
Yes.
So that'll be a fun one for people to grab during the.
I wish how much I love the look of it matched how much I enjoy playing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like
you know what I mean. Yeah, it's like the game's fine, but it's just amazing. Like okay. So next one is Ticket to Ride Europe. The reason we ain't getting rid of Ticket to Ride is because we have Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries. Now, we kept both for a long time because we were like, this one plays 2 to 5. Ticket to Ride Nordic Country only plays 2 to 3. And as we have found out more and more and more, we never have 5 people to play with. And if we do, we're usually playing something else. Or if we're playing with 5 people, one of those people probably has Ticket to Ride. Or we're somewhere at like a game store or a convention, which certainly has Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
So we don't need Ticket to Ride Europe. I really like Ticket to Ride Europe a lot, But we like Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries more. Again, it's only 2 to 3, so Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries plays better at 2 and or 3 if we're playing with Karen or something like that. So it's great. Great game. Just we don't need 2 copies of...
This is great. Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries is perfect.
Exactly. I'd rather just get more maps for that one. So this is a great game. So yeah, Ticket to Ride. You're up.
Nick, are you ready to see what could have been? Oh, what could have been if Mistfall had...
A rulebook that you could read?
A rulebook that you could read.
Yes.
And now, I know people have like worked out things and stuff, but it's just simply too late.
And there's a better rulebook online, but it's just too late. It's too late. It's been too late for a long time.
Too late to apologize.
This one hurts because I want to keep it, but no, we've had this for years and not played it.
This game is a cool game. It's a cooperative...
kind of asymmetric E-game. Each person takes a different... there's one like role, it's kind of like a cleric. One role, it's like an archer.
Yes.
And it's got a very, very cool card play system where you can power up your attacks by spending other cards, but then you're using those cards, and your cards are your health, and you're exploring a different world, trying to explore it and then eventually find like your end goal and stuff like that. It's very, very fun. It's very, very difficult. It's hard to grok, but one of the main reasons is because the rulebook is absolutely atrocious and it's tough. There is a better rulebook online now. They have revamped it. It is better. So whoever's getting this, get that rulebook. Don't use the one in here.
Trust me, you don't want
It's ultimately a great game. It's just we got burned by it so many times while trying to play it that we just
was such a slog.
Yeah. And now we might be able to enjoy it more because we might be able to grok it more.
It's too late.
We might have a better rulebook, but at this point, it's just too late for us. Cool about this game is completely sleeved. It looks very nice inside. Like we got it looking good. Just didn't. It's just too late. It's too late for us. But what could have been?
Yeah, Mistfall. Oh man. So you will enjoy it. I guess we're too jaded.
You need to move. Why don't you go ahead and move that, Mike? Why don't you go ahead and move that?
Cut all that out. That's horrible. I just keep knocking it.
Next one's gonna make people upset, but not really. And this one is Crook's fault again, and that is Blood Rage.
If you want to, let's go.
Blood Rage is going away. That's the reason, because again, we have people who have it. We will just play the game with them anyway. Therefore, we can play their copy. Like the game a lot. Really want to paint the miniature, so I may bug Crook to let me paint because I really wanted to paint the big monsters in this for a while. I like the game a lot. Mike's not huge on it. But nonetheless, if we do play it, we'll play someone else's copy. That's just what it comes down to. So Blood Rage is going away. You might be the kit. Now, this is just base Blood Rage, no expansions. But basically, more or less brand new Blood Rage. We have only played this game a couple times, ultimately.
It's one of the most classic area control games of all time.
Yeah.
Like, boom, coming at you. Ooh. Praise be, Nick, as always.
Praise be for Walker Harding. Praise be.
Harding.
Our Lord and Savior.
He's keeping us all safe and sane in this crazy, crazy world. Gizmos is a game that is a very light engine building, combo building game that is super cool, where you're kind of rummaging around in a little pool of balls, a la kind of potion explosion feeling, where you're taking things off a track and stuff, and you're getting these balls to then buy cards. And it's a great way to introduce the concept of, like, if you get all these things now, every time you do this one action, you get to do all this stuff.
It's a great intro engine builder, yeah.
Intro engine builder. For my money, I just don't like that, like, the cards never mix colors. It's always just, like, you need 4 black. It's never, like, 2 red and 2 black.
Is it never?
Never. So it's like... Wow. So I'm always just like, I want to like mix it up and stuff, and it's
also like
so light.
What's a gizmo? The theme is like kind of non-existent.
I did a thematic review of the game, and I didn't love the thematics. It's
yeah,
just like, so
it's one of the things. If we're looking for like kind of a lighter, easier engine builder, we could play something like Wingspan. We got a couple other things we could play.
This comes into the category of we have another game that does enough overlap with this, and we don't need both.
Yeah, and again, talk about like. Again, War of the Ring, huge, massive game. This game, easy to set up, easy to play quick, and we never play it, so it might as well go. But good, great game, though. Really great game.
Yeah, we can just Wingspan it instead.
This is a game that is so fun, but just never gets played because it's very, very situational. This is Flick 'em Up. Flick 'em Up is a big game where you are flicking stuff, big Western
big
game.
Dexterity game.
Team game. You're playing against teams.
Awesome.
So awesome. And it just, you need such a specific circumstance for it.
And
you need
the proper surface.
Yes, and the proper surface, which our old table is actually really good, but these kinds of tables are not good for this kind of game. And this is a game that's at a lot of conventions, so I'd love to play it at a convention. We just don't need it because we so rarely have the situation where we have the amount of people we need for it and the right crowd who's going to get into a big Western flicking game where you're just getting all crazy and stuff. Great game, but just not.
I'd want to play the zombie one, the
cooperative one. Yeah, the Walking Dead one or whatever it's called.
It's not Walking Dead. It's the other.
It's what the game I hate.
Dead of Winter.
Yes,
that one. That took a long time to come up with.
Yeah, that's how
I'd rather play that
about that
fully
game.
co-op. But yeah, this game is so fun because you get like little cactuses.
It's
and
great.
Hay bales and stuff.
And this has the also the Stallion
Canyon
Canyon expansion also is in here. Great game. It's just very situational for us.
Red Rock Tomahawk or something. I think is the.
That's the other one. We did not have that one. Yeah,
I thought that we had that one.
I'm pretty sure we don't have that.
I thought someone had Sam. It doesn't matter. There's an expansion.
Doesn't matter. There's an expansion in there.
Enjoy the expansion that's in there. Next up, we have Scarabia.
Scarabia
by Bruno Catala. Yes. This game is super cool. You're putting polygonal tiles down, and you're trying to basically create enclosures,
kind of like a web almost, yeah.
With scarabs in it, and like as much space as you can, like scarab pens or something. Yeah. So you're trying to cover up with your camp and stuff. And there's like natural like mountains and things that block. So you have all these weird polygonal shapes. And basically, you flip over a card which has this one shape, and everyone has to play that shape at that time. So that might not be the time you want to play, but that's what you got. And so there's a few different versions you can play. You can solo this game. It's super fun, super light. My lady's mom has the game, so we can always play it with her if we want.
It's fun, yeah.
And it's just So it's just another in a long list of polygonal games. Super fun.
There's a game called Tyler Sigmund's Crows.
Crows to the
Crows. Do this. You can actually see the front of the box. It's got this little game sleeve. Crows. This is a game where it's a tile laying game where you're laying out tiles and you're essentially getting crows to your like monolith type thing. It's ultimately a game that, like, when we first heard about it, honestly was like, oh, this okay, we'll play this. You know, we ended up playing it on stream. And I actually really enjoyed it. Enjoyed it a lot. Game. It's fun. I really love the look. It's got this black and white kind of really grim look with this really bright red, kind of the crow kind of look. You know, it's just got this
blood and stuff.
Yeah, it's a very cool game that we just don't play very often. But this is one that like kind of came out of nowhere for us and is ultimately very good. Cool. Just doesn't get played. You know,
it's got the upgraded bits and stuff, so get excited.
That's right. So the Crows, cool and you'll come with this lovely little game sleeve.
Yeah. And it's
Crows, good game though. Really good tile laying game.
Tile laying goodness. This one hurts, man.
This one I was on the fence more than anyone on, but we never played.
There's not many games out there that have better table presence.
No.
Than this. Maybe Fireball Island.
Yeah, this one hurts. Maybe
Everdell.
Yeah, probably Fireball Island. Maybe Everdell with the tree. Without the tree, Everdell now.
It's all about trees though.
Yeah.
And this game has a bunch of 3D trees that you're basically playing as a forest and hoping that your species of trees are growing and getting the sunlight to get the light energy, which then you expend that light energy to grow your tree, to spread out and get new seeds going, and then hatch the seeds, start growing your seeds into new small trees to then get more light. And the light is constantly moving around with them past certain trees and shadows. It's one of the coolest games of all time.
It really
has the best player board in the biz. It's an incredible game, and we hope that it gets to a house that's going to get played more because it's just got table presence out the wazoo. It's pretty damn cutthroat.
Yeah.
Like nature is, and that's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic game.
So great, and again, we have a lot of people who have it. I mean, I know at least 3 or 4 of our friends who have it off the top of my head. So it's like, yeah, it's great game, but just, we don't really play it ourselves. This is a game that I love the theory of, Mysterium, and I actually do like this game quite a bit. We actually play this on stream sometimes, so I'm kind of sad we're getting away with it because of that, but that's okay. Mysterium is a game where it's a cooperative game where one person is the ghost who's been killed, and they're trying to get everyone else to guess who killed him. Kind of Clue style, but Clue on steroids.
Yeah.
Really, really fun, and the ghost is sending out these dream cards, kind of like Dixit, weird, trippy art, kind of big tarot cards, trying to direct them towards certain people, toward certain items, certain locations. Really, really fun. My big problem with the game is there's a big disparity between the players because one person who's a ghost is playing like half of the game. And then everyone else...
Like 2/3 of the game.
Yeah, and then everyone else is playing the rest of it, which is fine, but it's just... It's one of those things that I just...
If you're the ghost, it feels like work.
It feels like work. It's also very stressful.
Everyone else can kind of sit and chat and like be doing their thing while they're waiting for their cards, and you are on 100%.
Yeah, and so it's a weird balance. Ultimately a good game, and something that like I would gladly play, but it's just we just don't need to have anymore. Also... It's like 2 to 7 people, but you probably want at least 4 or 5, and we, again, don't really have the player count for it. Ultimately, a great game. It's just not for our collection anymore.
Talisman. I bought this game when I wasn't a board gamer. I also have Bang. Before I was a board gamer, this is one of the games that got me into board games. I think it's a very important game that exists because...
Disagree.
It's fantasy. It's roll and move. You get to fight stuff. You get to be like, nah, to your friends, and you get cards, and you're trying to get to the center of this great thing, and it's incredible, except for it's just not a good game.
It's not a good game.
It's not a good game, but it's like... I love that it exists. I bought it because I was like so excited to play board games before I knew like what we were getting into.
Yeah.
And so it was important. I hung on to it out of pure nostalgia.
Yeah.
For a long time. But
I don't know how it's made it. I don't know how it made it all the way here. I don't know how.
Maybe we'll play it one more time.
No, probably not.
We'll think about it.
This is a game. A good worker placement game called Cytosis. This is done by Genius Games.
Big ups to Chopper Stop for it.
Big ups to Chopper Stop for it. Really great game. I like a lot. Genius Games, all their games have to do with science and are accurate to science. The main reason, so in this one, it's cytosis. You're doing cytosis. You have like the cell here, and you're bringing different stuff to the different parts of the cell through worker placement. It's got these cool little beaker worker meeples. It's very, very cool.
Super cool game.
The only problem is, it's because everything is very scientific, which is awesome. But it means that like everything has their like scientific name, which is very, very hard to describe to people. It's very, very... I find this game incredibly hard to remember, incredibly hard to teach. Because you're like, the plasma membrane goes to the Golgi apparatus, which then goes to the, the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which again, is all accurate and very, very cool that it's accurate, but it's not intuitive. And it's ultimately a good game. It's just so hard to get to teach the people.
To the fact that we're not smart enough.
That's accurate. But I love the look. I love this blue box. The look of the board is great. I love the bits. It's super, super cool. I think the best part about it kind of holds it back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I really want to try Periodic, though.
Yes, and I want to try their other games. Really great game. Be pumped to win this one. It's really fun, but the rulebook's kind of tough because, again, you're learning all these terms that you don't understand.
Yeah. Now, this next one isn't the game's fault. It's just not our kind of game, I don't think. I don't think that we are terribly well-suited to enjoy one versus all games.
Oh, yeah.
So this one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shadows of the Past.
I want to say, I disagree with that. I don't think we're not good at one versus all games. I think we never, ever have the player count for one versus all games.
You're right.
And the people we're playing with, for whatever reason, they just don't get played.
They're not for us because of,
we're keeping one versus all game because we actually do like the games. It's just, it's hard to get them played.
Yeah, originally we had the Conan one versus all game, and then like, we're like, oh, we played it 2-player a couple times, which is like, can work for sure, but it's just like, you want to have the feel of one versus all.
You want at least 3 people where it's 1 versus 2. 1 versus 1, it's like play something else.
Yeah, so we're like, oh, we're going to get rid of Conan because we don't really love the theme. And they have Ninja Turtles. I love Ninja Turtles. Very important film to both of us.
So we sold Conan. It was a big Kickstarter edition.
Got this. And we played it exactly as many times as we played Conan. Yeah. So we're like, okay, it's just we don't have the player count.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
And buddies of ours have Batman, And so it's like, okay, people have 1 versus all games. So
it's going away.
This is a super cool game that we're just going to, we figured we better have someone else have it. So there you go.
Alrighty. Next one, we kind of talked about it earlier, and that is Cash and Guns. This is what we talked about. We talked about What the Food.
So fun.
Which is a very Cash and Guns kind of game. Cash and Guns is a little simpler than What the Food. But this is a game with a bunch of loot in the center of the table. Everyone has a foam gun with like an orange tip, so it's fake, as if you wouldn't. And you essentially are pointing the guns at people, and then that person has to then decide to duck and cover or stay standing.
Because you're bluffing.
Where you put out a card and you point them, and the card either has a bang, which is you shooting, or a click, which means you didn't do anything. So then they have to decide whether or not they think you actually are shooting at them, because if you get hit, you get wounded. I think you get like 2 or 3 wounds and you're out of the game. Very fun, light game. We usually don't have the player count because you need at least 4 to play. You can only play 4 or above. And it's just the theme is kind of tough because finding a game where you're like...
I'm never going to bring this to a game store.
No.
To play.
Everyone's just pointing guns at each other. Yeah, it just doesn't really work. And so it's one of those things where we both love the game.
It's super fun. But it's also like flick 'em up situational. You got to have the right crowd.
Yes.
That's going to be down to be like really silly.
And cons are going to have this game. That's where I'd want to play it anyway.
It's a con game and there'll be a cons. We'll play it at cons. We'll play with you at a convention. Dice Tower West 2020. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, this next one is another con game. It's Cry Havoc. It's a game that usually appears at cons. It's great because if you can play a 4-player game of it, it's ideal because it's a very asymmetric game.
That's because you really want it 4 players.
It's really fun at 4 players, at least at 3 players. And we've played 2-player games of it and enjoyed it, and we've played enough of that. And it's like at our local convention, so there's 3 times a year where we can get together 4-player games, and 3 times a year for Cry Havoc for me is enough.
That's enough.
So we figured, hey,
it's great. Asymmetric area control, really asymmetric, not just like, oh, they're asymmetric. No, they are really asymmetric. Quick game too. It's usually an hour.
That's the other thing
for a big minis game.
Is it's a big?
It feels quick. Yeah, it feels quick.
But it's cool.
But that's cool about it. Great game. We'll just play it at cons. It's just what it comes down to.
What you got?
This one hurts a little bit, but. Why? Again, game we both love, never play, and that is Santorini. Again, a game we should play because it's a light, easy,
not good enough
2-player game that's easy to set up and gorgeous. Talk about table presence. This one is right up there.
So freaking cool.
But it never gets paid. We don't have a reason why. It just doesn't get played.
It's a mystery.
And if it doesn't get played, it's not staying. That's just what it comes down to.
You're a worker, you build stuff, you're trying to build up Santorini.
If you win this game, you're so lucky. It's so good. It's so good. And it's just, it doesn't get played. It doesn't get played. I'm sorry. It's a great game, though, but it does not get played.
I'm not going to apologize, Nick. I'm not going to apologize.
You know, we just apologized so many times.
Legendary. With Dark City.
With the Dark City expansion.
Nick got this for folks at his work.
Yeah.
His work closed down, and he was able to keep the games. We literally have everything in this in our own box. Don't need this, so you get it. So
we literally have this game again.
Obviously, we love Legendary. It's our most played game of all time. It's all sleeved. It's very heavy.
Very, very heavy. That's Legendary and the Dark Sea expansion. I maintain you never need any more Legendary after that. You totally can get it, but that honestly is enough variability where you'll be fine. There's like 30 heroes at that point. It's fine. But nonetheless, that's a great get. And honestly, it was just because I had it for my work. Okay, next up we have a little bundle. This is all Star Realms right here with these commander decks.
Super cool.
Which are still in the shrink. And the reason is because we both like Star Realms a lot. We have Hero Realms, which is ultimately the exact same game, more or less. We have Hero Realms in the physical form. We both like that one better, mostly because we like the theme better. At least I do. I'm more into fantasy than I am sci-fi. And you have the app for Star Realms, or you have it online. I'm planning on getting the app. So if I want to play Star Realms, I'll play the app. If we want to play it physically, we'll play Hero Realms. Yeah. So we don't need this. This was a gift to us anyway. We got it from a publisher. And so this is Star Realms with the commander decks. We've played it, I think, once. Good, but we just don't need it. We don't need it.
And you can literally get it without the expansions for free digitally. So I'm just going to play that. And we have Hero Realms for when we want to play physical.
Yeah.
Bases covered.
It's great. Good stuff, though.
I've got a Haba game, but this is cool because Haba does games where they're... they're not just kids games. They're for
that's the whole point. They
do,
so family games.
They're kind of family weight and stuff, but this is for more like 10 and up. So this is more of a game. It's super cool, super beautiful as you can expect.
Great
with
bits.
Haba, and you're basically going. You have these workers that you're stacking up, and depending on where you are in the stack, either the bottom, middle, or top, or sometimes all, you'll get certain amounts of resources and things. So if you're up on the top and the very bottom, you'll get 4 because you're on the third spot and the first spot. Yep. You're turning in things to build these buildings. You kind of want to build long stretches of buildings all connected and stuff, and there's this guy who's wandering around.
The druid is wandering around.
It's wandering through. Very
fun game. Really, really good, interesting, very different game. Doesn't really feel like much we've ever played. It's just one of the games that we just don't play it, and we just know that we're not going to, and so we wanted to give it to someone who will, And really great game though, and thank you Hava for that game because it's really great, but just it's not going to get played. It's just we know it's not.
Yeah. So y'all ought to give it a try.
This comes down to, again, social deduction games that we don't play. One Night Ultimate Vampire. This is like One Night Ultimate Werewolf or Aliens or
they all
Ass or whatever. I don't know. They're all exactly the same. Let's be honest. We don't play this game because we just don't really play social deduction games. Here's the thing. I actually really like this game.
It's fantastic.
It's honestly really, really good. The main issue with it is because it's like a 10-minute version of One Night Ultimate Werewolf, but everyone has different rules. The rules do certain things. They can make you switch roles. You can mess with all the weird way. The problem is trying to explain. You have to explain all the roles because they can't ask questions during the game because then it'll reveal what role they are. Yeah. So there's so much of I don't know what my role does. Even though we explained it, but we're explaining so much up front that it's a great concept where if everyone knew all the rules,
fantastic,
we'd totally keep it. But we always are playing with people who are new, and it just honestly at this point I'd rather play Werewords, which is from Bezier Games too.
Version with similar feel. Perfect.
So I'm I will just play that. Good game though. It's tough to get to the table, but I do actually like that one.
All right, got a couple more here on my end. We got Azul. We also have Azul stained glass of Sintra. Don't need both.
Nope.
Let's get the newer one because I've played Azul.
You have
A lot.
See, you've kind of outplayed. I haven't outplayed, but you have played it significantly more than I have.
I've played this out. I've played the other Azul less. I'll keep that one. Ditch this one.
Yeah.
Simple as that for me. For me.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I like Azul a lot.
You can keep it if you want.
No, I'm fine.
Keep it in your house.
No.
Get it out of my house.
Citadels. This is a game we don't really like.
Used to.
I don't think I ever liked
it more than you.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
This is a game, a hidden role game. You have different roles, and you are trying to get gold and trying to get locations and stuff like that. Most people know Citadels. There's been a ton of versions of it. I've never been a huge fan of it, to be completely honest. Mike likes it. But this is a game, again, you want a lot of people, never ever gets played. That's just what it comes down to.
That's it. I've got two more.
I've got a couple small ones, so we can go over that.
All right, I'm going to do... This is Above and Below.
Yeah.
Again, no disrespect to Ryan Lockett. Love his games. We've played his games a lot. Just making room for Sleeping Gods, baby. That's it. So Above and Below is a worker placement game. One of the games that really helped us, I think, cement our love for worker placement.
Yeah.
Is the worker placement and storytelling game where you're putting your workers out and doing things, but then there's you can go down into these caves essentially, and when you go down into the caves, you get to resolve story elements, which usually end up with you doing some dice rolling and trying to kind of get high enough dice rolls to get certain results, and based on what you do, you either succeed or fail. Different things happen. You get stuff. It's a cool game that at first we were going to hang on to. Then we decided, you know what? No, Sleeping Gods is coming out, which seems to do what this does in the next game I'm going to talk about, and goes next level with it. Let's just clear room.
Yeah.
Get this game in someone's hands who's going to play it, because it really is quite nice.
Yeah, Near and Far went next level. I mean, they're ultimately, they don't play that similarly, but the issue is that one doesn't have a cohesive story. All the stories are random. And I like it when they have more of a cohesive story.
Like in Near and Far.
Now, Near and Far, we both loved.
This has the Amber Mines expansion in it.
Yeah, it has the Amber Mines expansion, so you'll get that.
Fantastic.
The reason we played through it.
We
don't need to play it again. That's what it comes down to. We don't need to visit the stories again. I love it.
And I know the stories now, so I want someone else who hasn't experienced the stories to experience it, and experience with the Amber Mines, which means you can play it cooperative. You can go through the campaign,
bunch of modules,
co-op,
super fun.
A bunch of different modules and stuff, which are really excellent. So we played it and loved it. And similar to kind of Above and Below, it's we kind of know the stories and stuff. This one does have cohesive stories. You're doing campaign. It's super fun.
Especially not Sleeping Gods, which is essentially this 2.0. It's the same kind of thing. It's map-driven, story-driven.
I don't know the Sleeping Gods stories. Let's do those now.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. So that one's being given away.
So play it hard, and then gift it to the next person. Keep it going. Spread the joy.
Young Orbit.
Yunky Orbit. It's got a weird box, and get it out of my house.
I don't like it. It doesn't work. Whatever. Junk.
Oh, no. Planet lines up right there. We don't have enough film in the can.
You're right. It's fun.
Junk
Orbit is a pick 'em and deliver game. It's got a very odd box. It's by Renegade Games. It's ultimately a very fun little pick 'em deliver game where you have two planets, and essentially there's a bunch of junk around those planets, and kind of like a big swirly.
Yeah, 2 planets and a moon.
2 planets and a moon. Sorry, and you're essentially throwing junk to then propel you around the planet to land in certain spots to pick up stuff and deliver it. It's a really cool thing. It's just a game that we don't play very often. It's also got a weird box that cannot fit on our shelf anywhere because it doesn't fit along with other boxes.
There's too much crap.
But I do like the game a lot, and it's really, really fun. It just doesn't get played enough, and it doesn't fit on our shelves.
The way it works with the orbits, where you got to throw something behind you, and if I throw something that's we're 3, I'm gonna move forward 3 spaces, and you go around in these ellipses and stuff. It's really cool the way it works.
Yeah,
you're trying to get to different cities and different places to drop stuff off.
Good game.
What else you got, man?
Troika.
Everyone kept saying, you get rid of Deep Sea Adventure? No, we love Deep Sea Adventure. I have no idea about this one.
No, for some reason we've never played it. I don't know, but it's...
I really want to play a Fake Artist Goes to New York.
Yeah.
But that's not this game, so we're getting rid of it.
You ready to have your heart hurt, Mike?
Huh?
Mike's heart's going to hurt over Saboteur.
It's because the mystery of the unknown will never get
solved now. From what I hear, is a pretty mediocre game.
That's why I'm getting rid of it. Because, so this game, real quick history, we've owned this for a long
Probably as long as we've been...
This was within the first 20 games we owned, probably.
Oh, I'd say, yeah, at least.
At least. It's a game of 3 to 10 players who are we can play with everybody! Oh my god! And you're putting these things, and there's a saboteur amongst you, and you're mining out gold and stuff like that, but someone doesn't want... maybe the bad gnomes, there's an evil gnome back here. And so you're trying to figure out who's the bad gnomes and things, and it's just... I don't even know why. It just never got played. And it became this thing where I would keep bringing it to game nights and would never get played. And we're like, we're not going to play that. It's a game that never gets played.
Yeah, it came
and I was just like, got to the point of like, I had a long period of madness about it. I'm like, I gotta play it. The people said like, yeah, it doesn't get played because the game's not good. And I was like, what? Now here's the thing. I couldn't tell you if it's good or not. I've never played it. So we're going to give it away because I feel like it's this cursed relic where in some way I'm going to be cursed the rest of my life because like, what if it was great? But I don't have to look at it anymore. In some ways, that's better.
That's nice. That's nice.
So, hey, Saboteur out of there.
Hand of the King. Yeah. Game of Thrones game by Fantasy Flight. Katala. It's got art on it. This game we got because we were going to see, what was it called?
Shame of Thrones.
Shame of Thrones. It was like a Game of Thrones musical.
Unauthorized parody.
An unauthorized parody. And we wanted to bring a game that was Game of Thrones themed. So we were like, oh, we should get like Game of Thrones Catan. And we're like, let's not spend that much money for a game we'll never play again. So we found this at a game store, which was like $10. It's honestly a fun little game. It's kind of interesting. You're just you're set collecting essentially.
Yeah, different families from Game of Thrones. But so you want to get a bunch of Starks or Targaryens.
Yeah, stuff. We just don't need to keep it. But it's ultimately a fine game.
Move around is interesting to grab stuff. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's a cool little puzzle game. Little puzzle.
We don't need it.
Yeah.
Good cop, bad cop. This is also a game I got for my work. I used to work at a rehab, and I started a board game program there to play games with our clients. This is one I got that I thought would be like played nonstop, and it wasn't. I like Good Bad Cop, Bad Cop.
I think it's a good social deduction game.
It's a good social deduction game.
It's easier to play game than like One Night Ultimate.
Yes, totally. And it's a great game, and I got it because I thought it would be a huge thing, and it wasn't. I could never get it played.
It's a bummer.
So when my work unfortunately closed down, when it closed down, I went ahead and took it home. But again, kind of like all the other games are like, hey, you really want at least 4 to 8 people. We don't play those kinds of games very often.
Minimum of 4. Not going to happen.
It's just, we'd love to play it at a con. Cons will probably have it. We'd love to play it there. Just we're not going to play it at home.
Let's do it.
All right. I think this is the last one, Mikey.
That's the last one. So all of those games.
This. Oh. Bang. Which Mike got with like Talisman.
I got at the same time I got Talisman.
Not Bang the Dice Game. Just straight up Bang.
So this game, I had such a fun experience. Just like playing Talisman. I played it with a buddy Tom, who was like the board gamer at the time, and I was just getting
at the time. Now we've surpassed him.
Yeah, although he still plays a lot of board games, but yeah, now we're freaks who make it our living. So Bang, it was such a cool experience because I'm like, oh man, you have this roll, and like you're doing this thing, and I can target this guy sitting to my right. I can target him, or this person. I can go over to there because I got a rifle in my hand. I'll play my rifle. I'm gonna shoot across the way, and I'm gonna go, oh, you got banged and stuff, and it was so fun. And then we got it, and I was like, "Ooh, I got this game that I played, and it was super exciting." And then I have evolved beyond needing to play it.
You've transcended, yeah.
I've transcended into a board game snob. And I just don't need to play it anymore. But, like, these games and stuff, I'm like, again,
this is what gets gamers.
Yes.
Like, it really is. We talk crap about it, but this is what makes gamers. It does.
So I'm so happy this exists. I'm so happy Talisman exists. If we were to get Bang, we'd play Bang the Dice Game because it's quicker, has a similar thing. It's fun, smooth, quick. We'd play that. Don't need to play this. But all love to Bang for getting me here.
That's right.
Would not be here without this.
So that is it. Those are all the games. I'm not sure. Someone probably counted. It's a lot of games that we're giving away. So a little information about the giveaway. The giveaway is going to be on Tuesday, September 3rd at 6 p.m. West Coast Pacific.
2019, in case you're watching this in the future.
2019. So
if you missed it.
Yeah, you missed it. But nonetheless.
And then do the Culling 2020. We'll do this every year.
We'll be doing it every year, exactly. So the giveaway is going to be on. The giveaway is going to be on Twitch. You can go to twitch.tv/thebrothersmurph. There'll be a link for it down in the description. Go there. So we're going to be giving away all these games. We've also gotten a number of games from publishers. Like, not quite this many, but we've gotten a lot. We're probably going to have a total of like between 75, 80, maybe even more games to give away during this giveaway stream. Couple different things. One, most of these games will probably be given away in some kind of bundle.
Yes.
To cut down shipping costs for us.
And also
so you'll probably get like
through the giveaways.
3 or 4 games. Maybe like one bigger game and then a medium game, small game, that kind of stuff. You will have to be following us on Twitch to win the giveaway. The program we use pulls from our followers who are watching us live. So you do have to follow. So again, follow the link down there. Give us a follow. Though you don't need to subscribe here on YouTube, it won't help your chances. Although we could just tell them it does.
And we do, yeah. We could just say like, you're one.
It helps your chances.
No, but we also do sometimes do giveaways and stuff that are through our YouTube subscribers.
Well.
So that does give you a better chance.
But yes, that'll be on Tuesday, September 3rd. We will have a separate video coming out this weekend about the games that publishers are giving us. So you will be able to see see those as well. Also, follow us on social media because that's where we're going to be teasing out more and more stuff about it, showing the games, talking about it, info. So that's the Culling 2019.
That is the great Culling of 2019. We hope that some of you out there join us on the 3rd to win some of these games and to celebrate 2 years of just awesome fun with you. We couldn't do it without you.
Couldn't.
So this is a way for us to somehow thank you for all of the amazing energy that you've given us over the last 2 years. So come join us for that. It's going to be a big old party. We can't wait to see you there.
Yeah.
And until then, I've been Mike Murphy.
I'm Nick Murphy.
And we are the Brothers Murph, and we're going to get out of here because the room is full of Culling
It's
games.
full of sadness.
They're cold because they're not gone.
Yeah.
So they're in this weird purgatory.
They're being cold, but it is not cold in here.
It's very hot.
It's hot in here.
And lights is bright. We're out of here, folks. Peace!
Bye!